Hi everybody, welcome to Andrea Sells Bay Homes. Don't forget to click like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell in order to turn on notifications to get notifications of my future videos. So today I'm going to be talking about solar and whether or not it's a smart thing to get solar on your home or not. I'm only going to be speaking specific to my market, not to other areas. In Florida and in my area, no, I do not think it is a smart thing, and it's not something I would advise my clients to do. The reason being is our electric rates are very low here, particularly compared to a lot of other states, and so financially I just do not see that it is a smart thing. Some of the concerns with solar, if you are going to consider solar here in my market, you really need to look at how long you're going to be in a particular property. The only time I would say to ever even consider it is if you were going to be in that property a really, really long time. Even then, it wouldn't be something that I would personally do at this point. I do think eventually the technology will get there, the costs will come down, and it will become feasible and smart, but I do not think financially it's smart right now. Some of the concerns that I have and issues that I've seen, I've had to devastate quite a few sellers, would-be sellers who did not were not advised properly and put the panels on a short time before they actually were going to sell, and now they're in a situation where they're stuck value-wise to where they have to hold on to the house and rent it, and that was not something they had anticipated needing to do. So one of the concerns is, unless you're talking about an extremely high-end home, when you're looking at 50-something, 60-something thousand worth of solar panels, percentage-wise, that is a really high percentage of an overall home value. So when they tell you, yes, the value is going to increase and that you can make it all back at sale, well, that's just not true. The value is going to increase some, but it's not going to increase enough to offset the cost of those panels in most cases. The other issue that I've run into, some of them are where you have to pay off the panels before you can close. So that's an issue because sometimes the cost to do that, it doesn't financially work out to be smart, depending on, especially if you haven't owned it a really long time. And then the other issue is some of them are set up to where it's supposed to be easy to quote-unquote transfer to a new buyer, and that is just not true either. First of all, nobody can tell us the exact credit score that is required because it is internal in the system. So I've seen buyers apply and get turned down and not know exactly what they would have needed to have in order to be able to get it transferred into their name and be a buyer of that house. The other issue is even if the credit score isn't an issue, and let's say somebody has really high credit as a buyer, you don't know whether or not the debt to income ratio with that new solar payment is if that's going to upset the apple cart too much to where they no longer can then qualify for that mortgage when you add in the solar panel payment. And that's often going to be the case with a lot of buyers. So I do not think it is something that is smart at this point. I do not think it is something that is advisable. The other thing that I have noticed too is I had a neighbor who was able to pay off their panels right away. That wasn't an issue. However, their homeowner's insurance was doubled. He was told that because they didn't have the type of solar system that had the batteries, and those systems apparently are really, really expensive at this point because they couldn't store the energy in the batteries the way it was set up. I guess it sold back or went back to the electric company. Because of that, they viewed it as, the insurance companies views it as a business. So that was why their homeowners rates were so much higher. So I would definitely check in very closely with your insurance company before you make a decision to find out how exactly this is going to impact your insurance rates. So those are the pitfalls and concerns that I have with solar and that I would advise any client to be looking into very closely before they made that solar decision. Feel free to call me at 850-247-2107, or you can find me on the web at andreasellsbayhomes.com. I'd be happy to answer any question that you have related to solar or anything related to buying and selling. You can also comment here and I will reply to any question or comment that you might have. So anyway, thank you for listening. I hope everybody has a really blessed day.